We're all looking for a little more peace in our lives, but so often, our own minds are what get in the way. Today, we're going to jump into a really powerful guide for a simpler life, all based on the wisdom of author Natori Yoshihiko. He shows us that the secret isn't about changing the world around us, but really it's about changing the way we see it.
Right off the bat, the author gives us this brilliant metaphor. Just think about your mind like it's a camera. Every single day, a million things are happening. Some good, some bad, a lot of it just neutral. But you're the one holding that camera. You're the one deciding what to focus on, what to zoom in on, and which moments you're going to capture and keep.
So, let me ask you this. What's actually on your mental camera roll right now? It's kind of funny. We so often press the shutter on the most painful moments, don't we? We hit record on that frustrating comment from a coworker. We zoom all the way in on a mistake we made, or we keep this perfect high-definition replay of a moment of sadness. We're basically creating our own personal highlight reel of anxiety.
So let's really dig into this first big idea, how that camera in your mind isn't just passively watching things happen. It's actually the tool that's often building your worries from the ground up.
And what's wild is how specific we are about it. We don't just film random bad stuff. We tend to capture these very particular scenes. We love to capture the pitiful me moments when we feel like we've been wronged. We film our own anger, replaying it over and over until it feels like a summer blockbuster in our heads. And oh man, this is a big one. We pull up old photos of happy times and compare them to right now, which just makes us feel like we've lost something. We turn these little fleeting moments into these huge, lasting troubles just by putting them on a loop.
Okay, so if our mental camera is the problem, what on earth is the solution? Well, this brings us to our second section, and it introduces probably the most surprising and powerful idea in the whole book, embracing the power of dullness.
Now hang on, this doesn't mean being dense or ignorant. Not at all. The original concept, dungan li, is really better translated as a kind of resilient insensitivity. It's the skill of not letting every single little thing get under your skin. It's like developing a kind of emotional Teflon, where minor criticisms, little annoyances, and what other people think of you, they just slide right off, leaving your inner peace totally untouched. This chart just lays it out so perfectly. Your job, your only job, is to focus on what's in that left column, your own actions and whether you're satisfied with them. Everything else, how people see you, what they think about you, how they judge you, that's their problem. It's in their column. You literally can't control it, so trying to is just a huge waste of energy. The skill of dullness is just learning to stay in your lane and let their column be their business.
How liberating is this? We get so trapped trying to be the perfect person, or the ideal friend, or the flawless employee. But the author gives us a much simpler, way more peaceful goal. Just focus on not doing harm. If you can manage that, you've cleared the bar, you're a good person. It just frees you from that impossible, crushing weight of perfection.
So this philosophy is awesome, right? But it brings us to our third section, some real, practical tools you can actually use to apply this stuff in your day-to-day life. Okay, check this out. This is a fantastic little technique. Instead of getting all defensive or starting a fight when someone's meddling, just use this simple phrase. What it does is it acknowledges their intention, which, let's be honest, is often good, even if their delivery stinks, but it does it without you having to accept their criticism or create a conflict. You protect your own peace and just gracefully shut the conversation down. It's brilliant.
Man, comparison is just a game with no winners. The author points out that if you compare yourself to other people and feel superior, you risk becoming arrogant and you end up hurting those around you. But if you compare and feel inferior, you just chip away at your own self-worth and you lose sight of who you even are. Either way, you lose. It's a type of suffering that we inflict completely on ourselves.
Look, criticism can feel like a personal attack, but here's a 6-step process to turn it into a gift. First, realize it's not about your entire being. Then, try to move past being mad at the person who said it. Just let the words sit with you for a bit. Over time, you can calmly look for that little kernel of truth, and that can lead to gratitude for the lesson and eventually the wisdom to give feedback to others in a much better way. You're literally transforming pain into growth. This little chart maps out 4 really common ways we deal with the world and ourselves. You've got people who are strict with themselves, but also with others. That's the perfectionist. Then there are those who are easy on themselves, but hard on everyone else, the hypocrite. The author argues that the sweet spot, the ideal state that creates the most peace for everybody, is to be strict with yourself, hold yourself to a high standard, but be lenient and tolerant with others. Give them a little grace.
Okay, this idea is a pretty profound shift in perspective.
We spend so much energy trying not to be a bother. But the reality of just being human and connected to other people is that we are going to inconvenience them, and they are absolutely going to inconvenience us. It's not some kind of moral failing. It's just a natural exchange, like breathing in and out. Accepting this frees you from so much guilt about being imperfect.
So, with all these tools in our back pocket, where do we end up? Well, our final section here focuses on the ultimate goal, finding peace and joy, not in some far-off future, but right here, in the now.
This is such a beautiful Zen concept, Nichi Nichi Kore Kojutsu. It basically means every day is a good day. We're so often chasing excitement, thinking a good day has to be filled with big achievements, but this reminds us to find the beauty in the ordinary. A simple, quiet, peaceful day where nothing bad happens is in itself a profoundly good day. It's all about appreciating the quiet joy of a normal Tuesday.
What a perfect way to think about your past, right? All your experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, they're just ingredients in your pantry. You can't change them, they are what they are, but you are the chef, and the cooking can only happen right now. You have the power in this very moment to take those ingredients and create something nourishing, something new, something meaningful for today.
And we'll end on this final, really reassuring thought. This journey to a simpler life isn't about straining and struggling and forcing yourself into some new mold. It's about being gentle with yourself. So maybe the most important question to leave with is this. What would happen if you just stopped trying so hard and simply made a little space for the real you to grow?